All right, guys, welcome back. So today we're talking about SoundHound stock, a bit under the radar move today, 20%. If you're making money, pretty good. But we have covered this name many times when this stock pushed from $2 all the way to $10, and how option market was pivotal for this move. And if you're first time here, well, you can go take a look. Pretty spot on for the most part. When stock was pushing to $10 levels, March 13th, I was looking out for 16-18 push, but I explained it very next day how options were tricking people by basically buying deep in the money short dated calls and then dumping them very next day. So what I'm watching from here now, and let's see what's going on with the option market. So compared to this like straight rocket move, this move basically coming in with I want to say a little bit of a healthier activity, consolidation, pretty quite some time, especially after this $10 drop to like 350, consolidated for quite a bit. Okay, 6, 7, 8 months, and then broke out of the $6 resistance I was watching, $7. This 8 was almost 784. So it looks like if I go back, I haven't drawn these lines ever since I was trading here, and 8 months has passed by. If you look at the levels, pretty respected. So 6 breaks, act as a support. Again, this is a daily chart. Stock is still trading. And then 784 today, breaking out very nicely. And right here, right now, my resistance for some reason, 861. Probably I was looking out to this level, because every time you trade, day trade or swing trade, whatever, you want to look left, because that's where a lot of emotions were baked in, and you can draw your support resistance lines by looking left always. So this is the area of resistance. If it gets going, I want to be watching a very pivotal level from here. Would be the highest opening price, 950. That's the day when they dumped the options pretty hard after gapping up, pushing, and then dumping it, and then moving, consolidating. And when I gave $5 price target, of course, some people didn't like it, but hey, it went even lower. So right here, right now, I want to take a look at the option activity. You know the support resistance levels from here. If it gets back above 864, watch out for almost $10, $9-10. So far, we still have 1.5 hours until market close, and I want to look at the option activity. Today, 263,000 calls were traded, and 69,000 puts were traded. If you take a look at the calls, delta, people were coming in all over, in the money, outside of the money, so which means pretty bullish, right? But regarding the puts, puts are not, there's not many in the money puts, but this guy right here, I don't know if they are trying to day trade, but you have to take a look at it Monday, see how the open interest is going to change. So next week is a short week, we know, and also less volatile week. And you can see that I just filtered out today's orders that came in, and look at the biggest orders. I'm not sure if these puts are being sold or bought unless I take a look at the chart, but we'll see. $8, $8.50, $8.50, $8.50 puts. You can see thousands, 2,000, 1,200, 1,100, and then below you can see the calls are a lot, compared to puts, a little bit smaller. So by looking at this chart, I can say yes, during a day the stock is pushing, thanks to maybe this week's aggressive $8 buys, which is this week's November, let me show you, November 22nd, which is Friday, which is expiring today. So if you take a look at this, yesterday as well, looks like people were already aggressive with options. And that's what I mean. I mean, this stock trades off the aggressive option activity. Look at the yesterday's accumulation, if you want to say it so. Very aggressive buying, tens of thousands of calls, $8 calls at 20 cents. And today so far it's trading at 80 cents. And you can see the volume at below right here too. Very aggressive call buying. But if you go next week now and take a look at the $8 put, and people are already buying puts probably. By looking at the chart alone, I can say somebody's trying to accumulate these puts because anytime you see price of the put going up while stock is trying to slightly push higher, which means these people are buying basically in the money puts. So far on this strike, 8.5, there are 8,000 plus, maybe 10,000 contracts traded. This is the $8 put for next week, which probably was sold in the morning. You can see because the value went down, but you can see how it traded. But again, you have to come take a look at it after market close. What's the open interest going to be for certain strikes, and then go from there on Monday, because so far you can see this 8 and 8.5. I will show you. I don't know if I'm not able to zoom this, but you can zoom in yourself and see $8 strike for next week and 8.5 strike for next week. 10,000, 12,000. If these are, sells, okay, it is very bullish. But if these are buys, that means those people are anticipating that the stock could basically go below and go down. But implied volatility, IV, extremely high, hundreds of percent, 100 plus. And if you are trading options, it is inexpensive. I know stock may seem cheap in terms of like the delta price, but this stock is $3 billion market capitalization. So that's it. Pretty technical video. We'll see what happens Monday, but this is your resistance for 860-ish for the rest of the day probably. But we'll see what happens with the price action, and we'll update it. Thanks for watching.